morning, and I want to make it up to you for Mantra Monday. This is yours truly. Normally, we do our Mantra Monday at 8 a.m., and it is a little bit after 8 a.m., and it's working. All right, awesome. Okay. So I'm sorry, everybody. I'm still getting the hang of this thing, but I am soldiering on. I am determined to deliver better quality. And, I was never trained as a sound engineer. I was never that person who was in the, taking care of the technical side of things. And, this year has just inspired me to try new things. And when we try new things, a lot of times we make mistakes, and that's okay. So, thank you for being a fan. Thank you for seeing me when I succeed and lately when I fail. So, uh, today we're going to be covering verses 15, 16, and 17 in chapter 11 of Bhagavad Gita as it is. This is the chapter called the Universal Form. I'm going to put something in the chat here. If you are watching on my YouTube channel, which is so awesome that I can stream this from Facebook and YouTube, at the same time, there's a little chat box over here. And I'm going to put what we are doing this morning. And I'm also going to put in a link where you can donate to help support this channel. So this channel costs me $19 a month to run. And so I'm just trying to break even. There's so many things that I want to do, but I just need a little support. So I am going to put in this link. Make sure that I've got it right. Now I'm doubting myself. I think it's PayPal me / Akayani music. That should work. Okay, so that's in the chat section. Yeah, there we go. That's in the chat section. So I appreciate the support. Okay, so let's get started. This is going to be quick because I got to jump over to Instagram at 9:35 a.m. and stay on schedule. All right, so I'm going to read the Sanskrit and then I'm going to give you the translation and then give you the description. Where we left off last week, Arjuna was starting to experience ecstatic symptoms, and he was, with folded hands, beginning to offer prayers. So here we go. Arjuna uvacha pasyami devams tava deva dehe. Okay, let me do that in English. Arjuna uvacha pasyami devams tava deva dehe. Sarvam stata bhuta vishesha sangan brahmanam isham kamalashana shtam rishimscha sharvan udagams cha divyan. Arjuna uvacha pasyami devam stava deva dehe sarvam stata bhuta vishesha sangan brahmanam ishan kamalashanastam rishimscha sarvam udagamscha divyan. So the translation word for word is as follows. Arjuna uvacha, Arjuna said, Pasyami, I see, Devan, all the demigods, Tava, your, Deva, O Lord, Dehi, in the body, Shardavan, all, Tata, also, Bhuta, living entities, Vishesha Sangan, specifically assembled, Brahmanam, Lord Brahma, Isham, Lord Shiva, Kamala Ashanastam, sitting on the lotus flower, Rishin, great sages, Cha, also, Shardavan, all, Urugan, serpents, Cha, also, Divyan, divine. Translation: Arjuna said, "My dear Lord Krishna, I see assembled in your body all the demigods and various other living entities. I see Brahma sitting on the lotus flower, as well as Lord Shiva and all the sages and divine serpents." Purport: Arjuna sees everything in the universe. Therefore, he sees Brahma, who is the first creature in the universe, and the celestial serpent upon which Garbhodakshai Vishnu lies in the lower regions of the universe. This snake bed is called Vasuki. There are also other snakes known as Vasuki. Arjuna can see from the Garbhodakshai Vishnu up to the topmost part of the universe on the lotus flower planet where Brahma, the first creature of the universe, resides. That means from the beginning to the end, everything could be seen by Arjuna, who was sitting in one place on his chariot. This was possible by the grace of the Supreme Lord, Krishna. So, this is quite a vision that Arjuna is having. He has been given this ability to see the beginning, the middle, and the end, all located in one place. Specifically, he is seeing uh, really the whole creation. So it starts off by seeing, "I assembled in your body all the demigods and various other living entities. And I see Brahma sitting on the lotus flower." So Brahma, as you may recall, is that pious living entity who has that desire to create and to control to a certain degree. Lord Brahma is in the mode of passion, and he is the firstborn within this material universe. And he is born from the lotus flower emanating from the divine navel of the Supreme Lord Vishnu. And it's instructive what Lord Brahma does, because Lord Brahma is sitting on this lotus flower in the middle of the causal ocean, as is indicated here. He doesn't know what he's doing there. He doesn't know where he is. He is sitting in darkness. And so he is instructed to meditate. And he meditates. And by that process of meditation, it is revealed to him his relationship with the Supreme. He is actually able to see Lord Vishnu, who is lying on the Garbhodak ocean, on this divine snake bed, known as Vasuki. We talked about Vasuki in the previous chapter. He was mentioned as one of the opulences of the Absolute. So Arjuna is seeing Garbhodakshai Vishnu, right, all the way up to the topmost part of the universe on the lotus flower planet where Lord Brahma is living. And that means that from the beginning to the end, everything could be seen by Arjuna, who, mind you, is sitting in one place. He is sitting on the chariot with Krishna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, but only he, and Sanjaya is also getting a glimpse of this, can see this incredible Vishwarupa, this incredible cosmic form. And remember, the reason why Arjuna is asking for this is because he wants to establish in the minds of everyone who comes afterwards that this is the criteria if someone claims to be God. If someone claims to be God, they should be able to display their universal form to you. There are a lot of deceivers, and people are gullible. People are innocent. People want to see God. We have that desire to see God, but you have to be able to understand how to see God, what the criteria is to see God. So the whole purpose of the Bhagavad Gita is to educate us. It's the foundational education of what the difference is between what the difference is between spirit and matter, the nature of time, the nature of the soul, and then all these finer points of the qualities of a yogi, of the qualities of a self-realized person, how they think, how they sleep, how they eat, how they sit, how they stand, how they treat other people, and also to feed our intelligence. This is Buddha Yoga. to be able to be given bona fide information so we are able to navigate through this thing called life, not only in an earthly way on the earthly plane, but also to be able to begin to differentiate between uh, the spiritual dimension and what is bona fide in that spiritual dimension. Okay, so moving on to text 16. Aneka buhudara vatra netram pasyami tvam sharvato nantarupam nantam na madhyam na punastav vadim pasyami vishvishvara vishvarupa. Okay, let's see if I can sing that. Aneka bahudara vatra netram pasyami tvam sarvato nantarupam nantam na madhyam na punastvadim pasyami vishvara vishvarupa. Not quite the tune, but that's okay. So now the word for word, aneka, many, bahu, arms, udara, bellies, vaktra, mouths, netram, eyes, pasyami, I see, tvam, you, sarvataha, on all sides, anantarupam, unlimited form, na, antam, no end, na, madhyam, no middle, na, punaha, nor again, tava, your, adim, beginning, pasyami, I see, vishva, ishvara, O Lord of the universe, vishvarupa, in the form of the universe. O Lord of the universe in the form of the universe. Translation, O Lord of the universe, O universal form, I see in your body many, many arms, bellies, mouths, and eyes expanded everywhere without limit. I see in you no end, no middle, and no beginning. Purport, Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and is unlimited. Thus, through him, everything could be seen. So, this is amazing. Scientists spend time trying to build telescopes that give them a glimpse of other planets, trying to perceive the vastness of the universe and what other life forms may be around. But here, the Lord has kind of turned himself into a telescope, as you were. He is literally bringing the entire vision of everything that is going on in the universe all in one place for Arjuna. And so Arjuna is seeing all these different, types of bodies, all these unlimited arms and bellies and mouths and eyes, literally expanded everywhere without limit. He is surrounded. Talk about an immersive experience. He is literally seeing that God is infinite, that he has no beginning, no middle, and no end. So we talk about how God is great, but it's important to understand specifically how he is great, because if we're not able to shore up our intelligence and our knowledge, then when we need to lean on our faith, when we need strength, it won't be there. Doubts will overcome us. Also, this is just a fantastic illustration and a fantastic testimony by Arjuna of what you actually need to be able to see. This is a vision without drugs, okay? This is not Arjuna's imagination. This is something that is being revealed to him by the Lord of the universe. Okay, so now let me move on to text 17. Kiritinam gadinam chakrinam cha teho rashim sarvato diptimantam pasyami tvam dunirniksham samatad diptanalarka dutim aprameyan. So the word for word translation for this is Kiritinam with helmets, Gadinam with maces, Chakrinam with discs, Cha, and Teja Rashim, effulgence, Sarvataha, on all sides. Dipti mantram, glowing, pasyami, I see, tvam, you, durnikshyam, difficult to see, samantat, everywhere, dipta anala, blazing fire, arta, of the sun, yutim, the sunshine, aprameyam, immeasurable. Your form is difficult to see because of its glaring effulgence spreading on all sides, like blazing fire or the immeasurable radiance of the sun. Yet I see this glowing form everywhere, adorned with various crowns, clubs, and discs. So, for verse 17, there actually isn't even a purport. It is self explanatory. Again, Arjuna is saying, you know, your effulgence is glaring, right? Sanjaya was saying, trying to describe to Dhritarashtra in the verse that we covered last week, if you could imagine hundreds and thousands of suns all rising at the same time, you might get a sense of what Arjuna is seeing here, all in the same place, because remember, the soul is self-effulgent, what to speak of the supreme soul. It's compared to blazing fire, and it's an immeasurable radiance. And what I love about this verse is the attention to detail, adorned with various crowns, clubs, and discs. So this is making me remember and realize that Lord Vishnu has four arms, right? And in two of his hands, he is carrying a lotus flower and a conch shell, and that is to bless the devotees. And in his other two hands, he is carrying Sudarshan chakra, and he is carrying a gada, which is a mace. A mace is like a round club to chastise the asuras. So this is a wonderful reminder of how we do not need to fear. In other words, we are being given shelter, we are being given divine protection. Remember, Krishna is on the battlefield here. He is on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. So it feels to me here that Krishna is also trying to reassure Arjuna that he has nothing to fear. This is why it's so important to actually, study these things, because of course we are all approaching death. We may not be standing on a battlefield like Arjuna is, but ultimately, with the demise and decline of this particular body, that is where we are headed. So if we don't actually have an understanding of the kindness of the Lord and the personal aspect of the Lord, if we haven't taken the time to develop, this personal relationship with the Lord, then our destination is unknown, and it can be a very, very scary and fearful thing. You may have been close to a loved one who was, leaving their body and was experiencing fear, and it's a heartbreaking thing. So the whole purpose of yoga is to, give us peace of mind and equilibrium in this lifetime, but its purpose is also to be able to send us off, if you were, like in a boat on calm waters, to be able to meet our destination, not with fear, but with an awareness and a consciousness of where we are going, that we have a relationship with the Supreme and that there is a friendship there. So this is all meant to help us get deeper into that relationship and get deeper into that friendship. Okay, so I'm going to stop here for now because my presence is being called over on Instagram. It is 9:30, and in 5 minutes, I'm going to be doing this live stream on Instagram. I will post a description later. In other words, I will um, pop in the Sanskrit for you. Thank you very much for bearing with me today. I also want to give a shout out to Sunset Kava Lounge in City Heights, who had me on as their guest yesterday, Sunday, January 10th, and we just had a fabulous conversation and discussion about my movie, How I Met Oshun. I'll put a link in here for that as well a little bit later on if you haven't taken that journey. It's free. I invite you to come into my world. Speaking of unpacking mysticism and life and death and communication with loved ones who have crossed over. And what else did I want to tell you other than have a great rest of your week? Namaste. And I will see you again very soon. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you.